Hi, so today I'm going to talk about stimming. Now, stimming is something that a lot of people see and a lot of people don't understand. Stimming with autism can be something, and these are some of the stereotypical ones that people notice of rocking back and forth, okay? It can be head banging. Those are two that I hear a lot of times when people, talk about autism, think about autism. Those are stereotypical movements within autism, but there are many others. So stimming refers to some type of physical stimulation. It can be vocal, it can be even sounded. There's lots of different ways, any type of way that you're stimulating your body, that you are getting some type of input. So especially with these individuals that I've already discussed so many times that are very sensory seeking or very sensory overwhelmed, the hyposensitivity to different things that I discussed. So stimming can look different for every single child, every single individual with autism, of course, but it can even look different from day to day. So I know with my own child, we have run the gamut on different types of stims, everything from hair twirling to we kind of pick at our face to chewing the inside of the lip is one that's very common. A lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of people do it that are not on the autism spectrum, but that is stimming. Clicking ink pens, that's stimming. Tapping your foot, stimming. All of these things are self-stimulatory behaviors that we all engage in. A lot of them are things that we do without thinking about it, okay? But when you cross over kind of into that threshold, well, a lot of times where we see with the autism, like I talked about the face picking. So just doing this a few times a day may not be a big deal. But if you're doing this to the point that you are, damaging your skin and possibly causing sores, there we go. We're crossing over into something that is not as helpful, that's not healthy, not safe. You can cause infection, all kinds of problems. Head banging is one too. That's obviously a stem that's not a safe, not a healthy stem. But the important thing to remember is if you see a child stimming for whatever reason, or an individual, it can be an individual obviously, but if someone is stimming, there's some type of input that they're needing, that they're seeking at that moment. So if you see a child picking at their face, instead of running over and grabbing their hand and saying, stop that, obviously we do want the child to stop doing that. But the best thing to do in that moment is going to be to try to divert that attention somewhere else. Obviously, they need to do something with their hands, and for whatever reason, it's this right now. They need something else to do. You can give them a fidget, you can give them another activity. Try to distract their mind temporarily and focus on something else. Because if you come in and you say, stop that, and jerk that stem away from them, whatever it is that they're stimming with, then you may end up seeing a lot more challenging behavior. You might see a meltdown. For whatever reason, they're needing that input. So you need to find a different way to get that input. Now, obviously, behaviorists can work on this. Also, OTs, occupational therapists, can work on this as well. And I know personally we have engaged in different options to work on some of these stems at different moments in time. And they ebb and flow. Sometimes the child will do one for a while, and then they'll kind of fade away from that. And then they'll pick up another one. And it'll kind of ebb and flow and go back and forth. And you may think, okay, we're done with the face picking. And then we get in a stressful situation and it comes back. So again, just try to focus the attention somewhere else and try to understand that it's not anything that they realize they're doing. It's not like, oh, I'm going to scratch my face. It's literally they're unconsciously doing it. They're not thinking about it, but it's providing them some type of outlet, if you will, to cope with whatever it is that's bothering them or whatever they're trying to manage or deal with at that moment.